are invited for the next edition of Game Jam Plus.
É criar o próximo grande jogo indie.
I'd like to invite my fellow flyover states and the rest of the world to come jam with us.
Mi nombre es Brian Hernández de Cartago, Costa Rica.
Patos de Minas, Minas Gerais.
Calgary, Canada.
Goiás,
São Luís,
Iran.
Liga Sul de Minas,
Portugal,
Brasília,
México,
Salvador,
Makedônia.
Uberaba, Minas Gerais.
São José, Costa Rica.
Uberlândia,
La Paz, Bolivia.
Manaus, Amazonas,
United States Midwest.
Atlanta,
Slovenia.
Engenheiro Paulo de Frontin.
Game Jam Plus? O que é Game Jam Plus?
En donde desarrolladores, músicos, artistas podrán crear su propio juego con un enfoque de negocios.
Participants from all around the world come together.
É o local onde suas ideias tomam forma.
Y me complace mucho invitarlos a este gran evento.
I feel thrilled and blessed to have such an opportunity to be a part of this.
And I want you to unlock this achievement too.
Que es un evento internacional que va a tomar lugar del 8 al 10 de octubre.
from October 8th to 10th.
Entre el 8 y el 10 de octubre.
Dias 8 ao dia 10 de outubro.
This October, from the 8th to the 10th.
dia 8 ao dia 10 de outubro.
Quiero invitarlos a formar parte de esta gran comunidad internacional.
It's going to be an incredible opportunity to make some games, meet some amazing people.
Espero haber más personas de todo el mundo participando de este gran evento.
Hope to see you there.
Participa, be our plus one.
Would you be our plus one?
Be a plus one.
Будете мой плюс N.
Be our plus one.
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 Join us, be our plus one.
Be our plus one.
Hello everyone, good morning, good evening, and good night, depending on which time zone you are. So we have this one more warm-up event with our run around the world. We have a fellow friends right here. We had already another 3 panels this week talking about the organization of Game Jam Plus, but especially the differences and all diversity in our industry and different organizations in our industry. So let's introduce our fellow guest today. Let's talk with Lina Pepe, organizer from Canada.
Hello.
Yeah, and Aloysio from
Hello.
Aloysio, are you with us? I don't think you have your camera on.
Yes, I am.
Hello.
I'm
Now,
here to everything.
So we have 3 continents here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
So we have 3 continents here. We have Africa, we have Bolivia, we have Canada, we have South America, we have North America, and myself in South America, also in Brazil. And that's one of the richness of our community. We have people from all over the world for all different backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds. In fact, Lina is also Brazilian. She is based on Canada, but she's organizing Game Jam Plus in there, but she's also Brazilian. But we have all these different cultures, backgrounds, and histories in our event. And that's what I want to address here in this panel. I want to show for everyone the differences between the ecosystems, the challenges that we have in common, and all the things that we can do together, and we can work together as a community. But first of all, we need to introduce ourselves. So I'm gonna ask if each one of you can introduce a little bit about who you are and where you are. So we can start with Aloysio. Please introduce yourself. Aloysio, introduce yourself and say a little bit about who are you and what you do.
Okay, sorry.
No problem.
The internet is really bad. I can hear you really good. Okay. I am a developer from Bonaco Games. I work in this company since 2014. We have been building some games, telling stories about Africa, board games, and some casual games too, that teach people something like math and shapes and stuff.
That's great. So let's introduce
You got it?
Lina. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. And let's introduce Lina Pepe. Lina, who are you? What do you do?
Hello. I'm like I said, I'm Brazilian, but I'm living in Canada now for a couple of years. And since I started here, I'm working as a designer, graphic designer, and I came to my master's degree as well. And last year, I was a jammer in the Game Jam Plus, and I was part of the team that won the Game Jam Plus as well. And it was such a nice thing to do, like working with these people that I decided to become an organizer and try to foster the same feelings I had to the other people in the community here, because I think Canadians are like a little bit cold. They need a little bit of Brazilian warmth, I guess. But in general, like I think that's it. I'm a graphic designer that loves games, and I just want to like show to the people that Brazilians can be around the world as well doing games.
That's really great. And finally, Ruth, please introduce yourself. What you do here in Bolivia?
Hi. Well, yeah, I am from Bolivia, and well, I was born in Guatemala, but I live in Bolivia 11 years now. I am lucky enough to be working on this industry. I don't know, I can't do anything else but game development. And I am currently working here in Bolivia in a studio called Be Reality. In fact, one of my colleagues there in this studio is Miguel. He is the main organizer of the event. He couldn't be here today, but I am coming in his place. I am more like an assistant because it's the first time I am organizing something. And it's very, I don't know, very exciting. And we are well. He already has experience organizing things, so I have it easier than him.
That's really great. So, well, we have all these different backgrounds. Each one of ourselves do different things in the game industry. More experienced ones or more early stage professionals, but we are all here with the same objective. We want to connect our local communities with the global industry, create a network, exchange knowledge, learn about new stuff, and try to help our local ecosystem to face their challenges. So the first thing that I want to address here in this panel is to understand a little bit about the context of the local ecosystem where the Game Jam is going to be realized. So I'm really curious to know about the ecosystem in Bolivia, Cabo Verde, Canada. We know that is a really different between them as an industry. So I think we can start with Bolivia. If Ruth can explain a little bit for herself about what is the game industry in Bolivia. There is game developers in there is game companies in there, the indie company, what kind of game you are doing. There is a constant meetups, this kind of stuff. So what you can say about the game development community in Bolivia?
Sure. Well, here in Bolivia, we have the ABV, the Asociación Boliviana de Videojuegos. In English, is Bolivian Video Game Association. And well, they make a lot of events and they organize jams. This one they are organizing. Miguel is one of the directives of this association. I am not. I am just a developer and one member of the community that stalks them from the dark. But they are really active. They are really nice persons, really nice people. And in the business side, there is not many business that dedicates just to video games. Most of the studios that make video games also make experiences or web apps or Android or some another thing to be able to pay the bills. In the reality, that's where I work. I am the one that makes most of the jobs related to video games, but we also make experiences. We make web development, anything to pay the bills. And so, like the reality, there is a lot of businesses that also are trying to get into this field, but well, they are dispersed. Independently, we are. I think. Well, we are not that big. I heard that in Colombia they have a lot of studios. We don't have that much studios, but we are growing. There are a lot of developers in Santa Cruz, and in fact, in Santa Cruz there is the developer of Mini Doom. Maybe you heard of it. In they are an awesome studio. They are always constantly releasing games. I think they are not so into the commercial side, but they are researching about this field. In Cochabamba, there are also several studios. I had the opportunity to work with one of them called Firebot. But as I said, they are all small studios and they do other stuff to pay the bills.
That's really great. It seems like a very rich community of game development, not been really developed in terms of a lot of companies, a lot of big companies, but there is a lot of game development willing to professionalize and create their own studios and create their own business. It's pretty great. And now I'm curious to know a little bit more the scene in Cabo Verde. So, Luis, you can talk a little bit about the game scene in Cabo Verde.
Yeah, sure. Here, we are the only team that produces game. So that just show you that game is not really famous right here, producing games, because people don't get the chance to learn that in school. They don't get the chance to find investment. So it's a tough task to bring people and make them work in game industry in Cape Verde. So we are the only team. We have been around since 2012, and we haven't got any investment yet. And we are going with our own will to make change in this industry in Cape Verde. But there is some guys that experiment. They like building and developing games, but as they cannot pay their bills with the job, so they just quit, and sometimes they just go to other jobs that offer better return. Yeah, that's
But that's the point, and that's really, really interesting, that we have different realities. And the idea is for us to create opportunities for places like Cabo Verde, because we know that possibly we have a lot of talented game developers, not only in terms of programming, but art and game and narratives and all this kind of stuff. But we know that the game industry is not have the equally opportunities for all, especially in terms of investment, in terms of knowledge. As you said, there is no a specific graduation or course for game development in Cabo Verde. And that's one of the things that we are trying to achieve with this community, to connect the ecosystem in Cabo Verde with some other ecosystem that can help you to grow this community. And I hope year by year I can have you here with us, say, no, Cabo Verde has a new game development team, we have a new company, and so on and so on. That's really great. And in the opposite side, we have Canada. Canada is one of the grossest industry ecosystems in the game industry. It grows a lot in the last year, but we know that it's not because you are in Canada that it's easy to be a game developer. We know that there is challenge. But before all of that, I really want to know a little bit, what is being game developer in Canada? What is different? What you can say about the ecosystem?
I think, like, well, like you said, Canada has a growing community of game developers, and one of the things I noticed, like, for example, we have more than 400 game companies in here. It's a very strong economy, be part of the game world in Canada belongs to the economy in Canada. However, different from Bolivia and Cabo Verde, I don't see a community of indie people together, in the sense of we don't have association for the whole Canada. We have associations in the city. Like Calgary, the city I am, has one, Edmonton has another, and you have one for the whole province, but it's not that strong. You don't see them like unite in the sense of like as a nation we're gonna produce games. It's more like, hey, we're cities and we like to produce games. And this has been a challenge because I don't have like a main group to talk to here. We're like, hey, I'm producing a game jam, like I'm organizing a game jam. Who I can talk to? I have to literally go and find these small groups of indie developers that are so spread that sometimes it's hard to like, hey, it's for everybody. Like, and Canada is for everybody too. It's just like, please be together. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's my challenge here is trying to find a community to stay together, because we have like big companies and people here know games succeed. So people know that making games is nice. For example, I think the biggest company here, or at least the most famous one, is BioWare. They made like Mass Effect games, Dragon Age games, and many other games. So people know games are successful here. So I guess people are just more like doing because they like doing games and not necessarily because they want to like foster the community, you know? And that's what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah, and I'm pretty not sure if you can confirm it if you want, but I think that since we have a lot of AAA companies in Canada, it's harder to become indie developer because, you know, we have a lot of positions in AAA industry. You have a lot of job, but in all the industry, you have a talent shortage. So all the game companies are trying to, they need some professional that they can reach in the market. So it's an industry that more than doubles its size in a decade, and more than triples its size in a decade, in fact.
Yeah.
And we cannot grow that many number of professionals and senior professionals in a decade. So we need more time to provide all these talents.
It's been common to have like a gaming companies that grow in Canada as well. Like for example, the Make Games, which is the Celeste company, and if you don't know the game Celeste, they're growing. The indie companies here are growing and they have become big because in terms of like workforce, we are cheaper than America. So many companies in America hire us or come here because it's easy to make a company here than in America. So we're kind of like this arm for America in general. Like many game studios are like working for them as a third party, like doing like some things in that area, like which is interesting too. But yeah, like I said, they are not together.
but and that makes the indie scene itself, and that's the first comparison that I want to make and pass the word for you to talk a little bit about that, because what I feel in Cabo Verde, in Bolivia, same in Brazil, or all emerging game industry ecosystems, is that you become entrepreneur by demand. If you want to create games, you need to create your own company. You cannot work for a game company in your place, because there is any game company that gonna pay for you for work developing games. So if you want to develop a game in Cabo Verde, the only path is to create your own business. If you want to create games in Bolivia, the only path is to create your own business. There is, of course, one or two or three companies that are hiring, but there is less opportunities that, for example, in Canada, if you want to work for a company in Canada, you doesn't need to create your own business. You can work for the games in BioWare, in Ubisoft, or even small companies. So I think that's the main difference. But in the end of the day, that makes that the indie community in Bolivia, for example, is even more closed than in Canada. So it's pretty interesting. And that's what I want to address in the next topic. What do you think that's the main challenge of the local ecosystem? And in these terms, what do you think that even like Game Jam Plus can help this local ecosystem to face this challenge? I think we can start with Bolivia.
Ooh, that's a hard question. Hard and interesting question. One of the challenges is that we don't have PayPal here. We can only make payments, but we can't receive payments. So yeah, a lot of us want to put a game in the in the store, but we can't receive the money. We have to do very shady stuff to do that. And I don't know, I'm not sure if it's legal, but many people get an international card, and with that they can receive money, but it's very hard. It's very hard to do that. Well, that's a legal wall, so I don't think it can be helped too much. But there is also the wall that it's hard to work to teamwork. There is a lot of talent, and yeah, when we do game jams, very interesting games pop out. But a lot of people here are solo developers, and also it's very hard to make two studios that don't know each other to join and try to do something big. I had experience in the Global Game Jam. I think it was like 3 years ago, maybe, yeah, 3 or 4 years ago. I was working. One of my first bosses was Arnold with his company Ancestral Gods, and we wanted to do something with another studio. The HTCs, they were a lot of people. We were like 12 people, but we couldn't join all the work together. It was chaos. And yeah, it's very hard. I think we don't know yet how to join forces with other developers. Maybe that would be helpful to maybe force us to come together and try to do something bigger. Also, there, yeah.
No, I was saying that this collaboration is one of the most marvelous things in game jams, definitely. But you can continue. Sorry.
Also, there is the thing with the financing that not so many people is willing to contribute to the game development industry. There is a government prize, the Premios Eduardo Avaroa. They give like, I don't know, 3,000 bolivianos. I don't know how much that is in dollars. I think it's like $500. But the bad thing of this is that you produce a game, you give them the game, and they take the game, the intellectual property. They stay with it.
For $500.
I think yes. I'm not really sure. Let me do the calculations really quickly.
But even if it was $5,000, it's not as much money for take intellectual property for a game. So it's not a very good price, you know.
yeah, it's about price, and they say like they are incentivizing, like promoting Bolivian talent, but in reality they are repressing them. I mean, for $500 I would only work 1 week, and yeah, that's what the price is getting. Games that get made in 1 week, they are not very good, and they can't be very good because the government takes the intellectual property. If they didn't take it, we would be able to keep the development process and try to sell it outside and make the game bigger. But as they take it, there is a lot of games that have won the prize before and they stuck there because, of course, if I continue the development, the government is gonna take the game, and if it is successful, the government will get all my profits. So yeah, not a great idea.
Yeah, that definitely there is a better ideas to support the local industry than this kind of stuff. And I'm curious about the situation in Cabo Verde. So, what do you think about the main challenges? You know, Ruth just said that there is challenges in terms of funding. There is challenges in terms of putting people together to collaborate. As you said, you were starting as a community. So what do you think that Game Jam Plus and an event like Game Jam Plus can help to face local challenges?
I think Game Jam Plus will be a major help, especially getting us a better platform to showcase our games and our culture through our games. And as Ivandro was talking with you about BGA, the solution for us, because here in Cape Verde we can't sell our games in Google Play, and there is some customers that ask for premium version of our games, but we can't give it to them, and it's a tough situation, and I don't think this will change soon. So I think through BGA and with your help and Game Jam Plus help, we can showcase our games and start earning money with our games, selling the products and getting more people involved in developing games in Cape Verde, because they will see that now they can make money, so they will start.
That's pretty interesting, because Ruth and you addresses problems in the most elementary thing, that it's put my game to be sold outside. So the problem is not only to create a game, but also, well, okay, I managed to create a good game, but I cannot sell this game because we have problems in terms of publishing in Google Play, or receiving money from receiving dollars from foreign people and all this stuff. So it's pretty interesting how these challenges can suffocate a local ecosystem, and hopefully with this community, with this network, we can reach out some solutions, some publishers or partners or companies that can provide some smart solutions for these talented developers that is in Cabo Verde, is in Bolivia, or anywhere else, because we cannot make these talented developers struggles to create their projects because of these bureaucratic details in terms of publishing. So we need to create the opportunities. That's really, really interesting. And about Canada, so you said, Lina, that we have, of course, we have this AAA industry, etc., but this problem in terms of the indie ecosystem. So what do you think that an event Game Jam Plus can help in such rich environment like Canada?
Well, like I said, I think many people here think about working industries, and they don't think they can actually create their own games, in the sense of being created by themselves and more. They don't think they can create their own games, but they can get money by working companies. So why bother by creating their own games? Why bother you know what I'm saying? I can just work and get money and work with games, yay. But there's some companies like this last game, which is an indie company, who's trying to make their own thing, and they couldn't find publishers. They had to publish themselves, for example. And not because publishers don't want publishing in the games. It's just why invest in Canada when you have America and you have other places? So our market competes with America, which is a big market. So many indie companies here don't find publishers, national publishers, trying to publish their games because of that. Because we want in Canadian dollars, not in American dollars, so we're cheaper, which means we get less money than the American ones. So many publishers, unfortunately, want the American games, not our games. That happens a lot. So they try to okay, so if I get a publisher, I have to pay the publisher, so I'll publish by myself. So I'm going to go to Steam. That we have this possibility here to publish through Steam to other places. We have PayPal. It's not like Bolivia. So people try to sell their own games, but at the same time, we don't have this big community united to make their own games, because I can work in a AAA company or work in an indie game that's getting bigger. So I think of the game jams in general, not just Game Jam Plus, but trying to foster this community to come together. And especially today is a national holiday in Canada. It's about the Orange Shirt Day, which is to celebrate the native people here, the indigenous communities here, especially this year when found so many problems with the indigenous communities. And we don't foster that community, and they have game developers as well. So people don't know that, but actually the most awards the government give to people here is usually to natives, indigenous people trying to make their own games, and these games don't go out to Canada. Like, you don't know, like, they have like many amazing games telling their whole history, telling the legends, telling the folklore. So why they don't get bought? Because they're indigenous. You know.
We need to attract these people to participate in Game Jam Plus, definitely.
Yeah, so I'm trying to bring them to the community to see, hey, your games can be seen by other countries now. So why not try to participate on that? So I'm trying to talk to these communities. I'm trying to bring them to the Game Jam Plus, and that's why I think Game Jam Plus can help, because it's a platform for the world. You know, like, your game can be seen. You know, your history can be seen. Like, Bolivia has amazing folklore. Cabo Verde has amazing folklore. So why not use your own community, your own histories to tell the world and make the world a little bit more diverse, less white? You know what I mean? Like, more like fun.
We have tons of histories about Vikings and Greeks and all the same stories being constantly. And it's awesome stories. There is also mythologies. I cannot say that it's not a good environment to create games, but we can explore new narratives. We can explore new backgrounds. We can explore new cultures. We can explore rich histories out there through games, and that's the most interesting thing about this rich community.
Yeah, and I think Game Jams can help with that, because it is not like a demanding from the companies. It's not like a company asking you to make something that's going to make money. It's something that you can make because you love making games and you want to make money with something that's worth, not just because you're making money with a company. You know what I mean? Like, you want to create your own history.
And you just addressed, I think, the heart of the process is that the plus in Game Jam Plus is, well, Game Jam is just the beginning of the process, not the end. The Game Jam Plus itself, it's a process as a whole. So we are trying at the same time get these talented game creators and say, okay, you can live from your dream. So there is money out there. There is opportunities out there that can make you live from your games. You do not need to work in a day job in a bank to pay your night job as a game developer. You know, and we know that we have a lot of game creators out there that is dreaming to just live from their games. They don't need to become rich and millionaire and billionaire and whatever. We know that there are some of them that really dreams to get a lot of tons of money. But in the end of the day, the most of our developers just want to be comfortable living, creating their games. And I think it's about the plus in the history. And I really want you to talk a little bit about the people that are kind of afraid to try to make games, because it's kind of scary if you never try to create games, especially in places that there is not such opportunities to challenge your own skills to create a game. So for those who are not professionals yet, but they have some skills and talents, what do you suggest then, and why to participate an event like Game Jam Plus? Why do not being afraid? So Aloysio, you can start. I think it was frozen. Yeah, I think while Aloysio can talk, Lina, you can speak a little bit.
I think he's coming back. I think. I don't know. So you want to know, like, how? Can you repeat the question? Sorry, because I was focused on something else.
No problem at all. I was talking about there is a lot of person that doesn't feel ready yet to participate in Game Jam.
Yeah. I got it. So I would say, like, in here we see a lot of like students who want actual Game Jam, and people who are actually in the market already. And I would say I think it's a good thing for your portfolio. Like, if you want to like work on this industry, Game Jams are like the thing to do, because you want to like show to do. Every time you go to any place, they're gonna ask your portfolio. You know, like they're gonna ask what you worked before. They're gonna ask you, like, you have experience with games. Nobody hires a newbie, unfortunately. Like, we wish they could, but they don't, because they want to know if you at least know how to make an art, or how to make a sound, how to make anything in your area. So they want to know what you did. It doesn't need to be the next indie game. It doesn't need to be amazing game. It just needs to be a game. because they're gonna evaluate your technique. They're gonna evaluate how creative you were, or how good your writing is, depending on your field. So it's just that, like, game jams are a safe way to build a portfolio. You don't need to be stressed about like losing money over it. You don't need to stress about like, oh my God, this is a job offering. No, it's just you having fun with friends or new people that you're gonna meet, and at the same time building a portfolio. Why not? Like, it's just a win.
And in the end of the day, if the prototype that you create in the game jam, it's a pretty interesting product, you might get a prize or opportunity in this competition called Game Jam Plus. So in the end of the day, we have nothing to lose and a lot to gain. So it's pretty interesting. Aloysio, we have you back. So what do you can suggest for people that is not as being afraid to participate in the Game Jam?
Yeah, there's a struggle right here, because I sent a message to one group of students from one college, asking them to participate in the event, and I got them every detail of the event, and I was waiting for them to show some interest, but they didn't for a week. And today I sent another message telling them that they got nothing to lose and they will learn something new. And now, as Lina said, I can build up on that and say they will build their portfolio. They will get something new for their portfolio. And I think that's pretty convincing.
Yes, and that's awesome. And so if you can pass this message, is you're not only gonna test your skills, create portfolio, but also you're gonna be connected with a lot of talented developers all the world to teach you things, to share things with you, and connect you with this global game industry that has a lot of opportunities, a lot of possibilities. So yeah, as you said, that we have nothing to lose. And you, Ruth, what you can say for these people?
Well, here in Bolivia, the video game panorama is small, but I think that's good. That's something good for us, because look at me. I have no university title. I left the university in the 6th semester, so I was very newbie when I entered the field, and I found job. So you're not gonna starve to death. No, don't worry. Just go for it. And this event, the Game Jam Plus, is very interesting because you will learn to make a game, but you will also learn to sell a game. And that part of selling was something that scared me for a very long time, because I am more a doer than a talker. I am not very good with my social skills, but last year I had the opportunity to try to sell a game, and it was very good. I learned a lot, and now I have a bigger panorama on how to make games. So if you're a newbie, whether on business models, come, you will learn a lot. You will gain experience. The next time you will be more prepared. Maybe this time you win. I don't know. If you are a newbie in the technical aspects, if you never made a game before, join us. You will learn here. You will meet a lot of awesome people, and you will end up with a game. And as Lina said, it's very important to have a portfolio. It's very important to be very chatty in the in the social media. That's how I get my jobs. My first job, my second job, my third job, everything on the game development industry. And we have that advantage here, that we are small in the industry. So if you really want to make games and you start publishing everything you do in the social networks, then someone will contact you and you will have a portfolio. So yeah, join us.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we need so much talent in this industry. We cannot stay in the cave. We need to go outside the world, meet people, talk with people. I know that there is a lot of insular and shy person in our industry, and we know that the importance of connecting with others and make people know what you are doing. So it's pretty interesting, the importance of this meetup points like game jams, in a way that you can create your portfolio but also meet new people, and that's really, really important for careers, not only as entrepreneur but also as a freelancer, and or if you want a job position anywhere. So it's really, really great. But now I want to, in this final part of our conversation, I want to address a little bit about organizing an event. So you know that all of you are in the first time involved with Game Jam Plus. So for example, Ruth, the leader of the organization is Miguel. The first time Lina is organizing, the first time Luisio is organizing, but you are all volunteers. So particularly, you are not being paid for doing anything of that. You are expending time and effort and days. You are here with us right now because you have a common objective and dream. So what I want to address right now is why you decided to be a volunteer in something like that. Why to be involved and take your time to create something for your community? What your motivation for that? Aloysius, you can start.
Yeah, I think it's simple. Game Jam Plus, as we saw from the first email that you guys sent us, it is a big thing and can change the ecosystem in Cape Verde. And we saw that, and we have been looking to make something like that. But as I said before, we don't have investment, we don't have funding here. They don't put their money on this kind of stuff. So when we saw the email and we saw, damn, this is for us, definitely for us.
That's
this is
really,
a great
really
opportunity. Yeah.
And Will, I'm flattered to connect you with this opportunity, and I hope that we really can achieve something for the community in Cabo Verde. And for you, Lina, why do you decided to go on this challenge as a volunteer for this community?
Since last year, when like the whole opportunity for me last year was amazing. When we won, we also got like one of the awards was the ticket for the bigger festival, which is a business festival for investors and games in Brazil as well. But like there are so many outsiders investors, so many companies from around the world that relate to games, like out companies, translated companies, marketing companies about games, that I met last year in this like event. And I was like, wow, like the world of game is so huge. And I see like many small people trying to make it. And then I'm like, I hope Canada has small people too who wants to make it and like talk their own history. Like my team last year did a game based on folklore. So I was just like, well, Brazilian folklore has a space outside. Why indigenous people here don't have a space outside as well? Or other cultures? Because Canada's like Brazil. We have so many people around the world here, so many cultures. It's such a melting pot of cultures in here. So we kind of want to see like more of this, you know, like the other experiences like being created. And I think indie games can do that. And having a Game Jam Plus being this supporter, like in a way, this sponsor of the creativity. I think that's something that I want other people to explore too and have the same opportunity that I had. I guess that's it.
That's awesome. And you, Ruth, why you decided to be involved on all this stuff? So why you're spending your time and effort in that?
Well, I won a contest like 3 months ago. I had to pitch my game. It was an event hosted by Latinx in Gaming. It's a community, very, very strong. And it was awesome. I mean, I didn't thought I could win. And when I won and they gave me the prize, and by the time I was working in 3 different studios, game development studios, I was working 12 hours a day. And I could only develop my own game in holidays and free days. But when I got this monetary help, I quit 2 of my jobs. I'm still working in one. I was paying myself a salary to work in my own game, and it was awesome. It was really awesome to be able to say this time will be for my game, and the game grew like a lot. I didn't thought I would be able to make a game that big, and that's because I was only working on holidays and I was advancing very slowly. And now I want everyone to feel the same. And I know that in this event, the participants are given very interesting opportunities. I want them to reach to them. I want them, I don't know if there is someone who doesn't want to know anything about business models in video games. I want them to participate and to break the ice, to try. To make them feel the way I felt when I was developing my game with a salary.
That's great because all of you said that you are committing your time and efforts to offer opportunities for those who doesn't get the same opportunity that you get. So it's really inspiring seeing people all over the places in different continents with different cultural backgrounds doing different stuff that are committed with the same dream. And it's an honor as a part of Game Jam Plus movement to be connected with such inspiring people like you guys. So it's really thank you for being part of this community, because I'm learning a lot with you, like I learned a lot with the person that participates this warm-up around the world panels that we had all this week. So if you are watching us and we missed some of these panels, please follow them. They're all here in YouTube channel of Game Jam Plus. We have a lot of inspiring and very interesting discussions that in the end of the day show us all these possibilities of being a community, changing knowledge and making network. And you can sign up and participate the Game Jam Plus as a participant of Game Jam Plus. Going to Game Jam Plus 2021 in Eventbrite. We can go gamejamplus.com and find your venue. And well, I think I'm gonna pass for the last words for you guys to make a final comment, final thoughts. Lina, you can start.
Please, guys, come. Come make games, I guess. That's what I want. I still have no gamers. Please come. I'm trying to bring people to this community because I love this. Like, I love this spirit, and I want to share the spirit of, like, community with y'all guys. So bring people, even if they think, like, oh, but I don't know if my skill set's good for games. You never know if you don't try it. So just try it, and you're gonna see. It doesn't matter if you're like, I don't know, I'm just a hairdresser. Like, maybe you can help people to create characters. You never know. I'm just like, I don't know, I write for journals. Yeah, for newspapers, I mean. Oh, you can write for games as well. You don't never know what you can do until you try it. So just try it. It's fun. It's fun.
That's great. Ruth?
Well, yeah, join the Game Jam Plus. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna meet a lot of people. You're gonna learn a lot, and maybe you even win. And you will have more material for your portfolio. And really, it's a very good idea to join.
Great. And finally, Aloysiu.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, because I'm so much more excited after this conversation we got here. And I wish everybody could watch it and get some excitement, because this is a really big thing. And to those that are thinking if they will join or not, don't think twice. This is a lifetime opportunity, so grab it.
That's really great. So thank you all. It was really nice. 50 minutes of conversation. Lina, Ruth, Aloysiu, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being with us in this community. And if you are watching, be our +1. You can be our +1 as a participant, but also as a mentor, as a jury, as an organizer next year. So being part of this community. We love all what we are doing, and as you can see with Lena, with Ruth and Aloysio, we are very excited to deliver a really good event for you. So thank you all. Thanks again, and see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Olá, manas e manos.
You are invited for the next edition of Game Jam Plus.
Quer criar o próximo grande jogo indie?
I'd like to invite my fellow flyover states and the rest of the world to come jam with us.
Mi nombre es Brian Hernández de Cartago, Costa Rica.
Patos de Minas, Minas Gerais.
Calgary, Canada.
Goiás,
São Luís,
Iran,
Liga Sul de Minas,
Portugal,
Brasília,
México,
Salvador,
Uberaba, Minas Gerais,
San José, Costa Rica.
Uberlândia,
La Paz, Bolivia.
Manaus, Amazonas,
United States Midwest.
Atlanta,
Eslovenia.
Engenheiro Paulo Frontin.
Game Jam Plus. O que é Game Jam Plus?
En donde desarrolladores, músicos, artistas podrán crear su propio juego con un enfoque de negocios.
participants from all around the world come together.
É o local onde suas ideias tomam forma.
Y me complace mucho invitarlos a este gran evento.
I feel thrilled and blessed to have such an opportunity to be a part of this.
And I want you to unlock this achievement too.
Que es un evento internacional que va a tomar lugar del 8 al 10 de octubre.
from October 8 to 10.
Entre el 8 y el 10 de octubre,
Dias 8 ao dia 10 de outubro.
This October, from the 8th to the 10th.
Dia 8 ao dia 10 de outubro.
Quiero invitarlos a formar parte de esta gran comunidad internacional.
It's going to be an incredible opportunity to make some games, meet some amazing people.
Espero haber más personas de todo el mundo participando de este gran evento.
Hope to see you there.
Participa, be our plus one.
Would you be our plus one?
Be a plus one.
Будете мой плюс N.
Be our plus one.
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 Join us, be our plus one.
Be our plus one.